is WVVA in Focus, a weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this edition of In Focus. I'm your host, Melinda Zosh. This morning, we're talking about the 2021 Community Veterans Standdown and Food Distribution event. It will be happening at Princeton Lifeline Church of God off Oakvale Road in Princeton, coming up November 13th. That's the following Saturday at 9 o'clock. So I'd like to welcome our guests this morning. We have Marie Blackwell and Roger Topping, well known in the Bluefield community. They are volunteers at this year's event. They've been involved in past years. I know you two have come on In Focus before. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Melinda.
You're very welcome. Marie, I'll start with you. There are some changes happening this year at the event. You want to discuss those, and then we'll go into more of what the event is?
Actually, yes, Melinda, there are some changes. This year we will not do an inside event. There will not be a breakfast due to the COVID and everybody keeping their distance and that. It's going to be an outside event. There's still going to be music and things like that on the stage, and vendors. Yes, so we're excited. It will still be good for our veterans.
Definitely. And Roger, for those who are unfamiliar with this event, what exactly is it? It's been a part of the community for a while, but what is the Veterans Breakfast?
Many years ago, there were some of us that felt like we needed to be doing something to honor our veterans. And we thought of nothing better than to have a breakfast for them. So that's what we started, and it has evolved over the years, and it's much more than just a breakfast, anymore. And we've gotten several different entities involved with us now, and the baseball team from over at Concord is a big help helping set up everything, and then we have the VA has been a big help, and some of the things that you see here are things that they have given so that we can give out to the veterans. Yeah,
we definitely have a display here at our table. Marie, let's talk about some of these items that veterans can expect to get at the event.
They can come through and they'll have a little Post-it note on their windshield to tell us what size and the things that they're looking at, and then we will be like a runner and take it out to them. We have food here, a food box from Mountaineer Food Bank. They have given us food this year to hand out to our veterans.
I can give you just an idea of what's in the box.
Sure.
Grape juice, cornflakes, some canned chicken, some light red kidney beans, rice, cheese, pears, and spaghetti sauce.
So does each veteran and their family get one box of food then?
They'll get one box for their family. Yeah.
Right.
And from what I recall, this event did not happen in 2020 due to the pandemic. Is that right, Marie?
Exactly.
So talk a little bit about that and how a lot of things changed due to the pandemic, but that was a big loss last year.
It was a huge loss, not only for the veterans, but for us too, because it just didn't seem possible that we couldn't do something. So this year we decided we were going to do something. And that's when we came with the stand down event. The VA came on board, like Roger said, and it's just a way that we can give back to our veterans for all that they have done for us. And
we tried to figure out how we're going to have a program for the veterans that morning, and at the Church of God, their back parking lot is huge, and we're setting up a stage with a flatboy trailer. And we're going to set a stage up there, and then we're going to have the veterans in their cars line up in several different rows. And then we're going to have them to turn on the radio to a certain station, and they will hear the speakers.
Oh, wonderful.
That way. And so the program, they'll still have the program too.
Right.
From inside their car, and we don't have to worry. And there'll be traffic control. That's an important thing with as many veterans that come to this. We will have traffic control there on Oakville Road so that our veterans and that can get in and line up. We're going to start lining up at 7 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock the event will begin. So, I mean, we're really excited. Like I said, we were lost last year not being able to do anything, and so
this is our first attempt at this.
Yes.
And I really believe that it's going to work real well. We just ask for some patience from the veterans. You know, like I said, it's new for us, but we're going to make sure that they're all well taken care of.
And Roger, you touched on something really neat, that they can tune their radio to a certain station and then hear the speakers. Who all will be speaking? What can we expect this year?
We've got Oakville Elementary. The students are going to perform. We've got Keith Circle that used to be in Princeton. He is going to do the national anthem. And in place of a speaker, it's the children, I believe.
It is the children, yeah.
That's really nice, though.
We did have, and I think we can say this, we were hoping to get Woody Williams.
Yes.
And
Right.
unfortunately, his schedule did not allow at the last minute. So we've done a little juggling, but it's all going to be fine. It's going to be good.
And the Montcalm Junior ROTC will present the colors and that. So, I mean, they'll still have a lot of what they had when we did it inside, but this way they can enjoy it in the comfort of their cars and not have to worry about COVID and masking.
Right, and just to be safe and socially distanced. And from what I understand, there's also going to be flu shots available there as well. Let's talk about that,
Yes,
Roger.
the First County Health Department is going to set up out in the front parking lot up near the furniture store, and we're going to set up there, and it'll be a drive-through. We're trying to make it as easy for the veterans as possible.
Yeah.
So when they come out after getting their goods and the box of food, they can just drive right on up and drive right on through, and we'll be ready to. Our nurses will be there and give them their little shot, and off they go.
Now, what about COVID vaccines? Are those available?
No, we're not going to be doing this. This is strictly just for the flu vaccines.
Gotcha, but I mean, it's kind of like a one-stop shop, though. I mean, really, you can come out and get your food box, get your flu shot, and listen to some of the children perform. What type of preparation goes into an event like this, Marie?
Oh my goodness, we've been planning since well, I started to say from last year, but usually as soon as it's over, we start again to plan, and because it takes time to, you know, anchor down speakers and things like that. So we start right after this one will be over, we'll start again, and hopefully next year we'll be able to be back to our breakfast. But
we need to mention that the gentleman that heads this up and has done so for years is Judge Omar Habelhassan. And he is he's very passionate about this. He loves the opportunity to take care of the veterans. And he's been the driving force behind this almost since the beginning. And there have been a couple of us that he's pulled us along. And but we've got some really good partners. Stephanie Compton from Princeton Healthcare Center is a helper, and of course we have the help from the Princeton Church of God. I mean, we couldn't do this without those people there, and they're fabulous. They really helped out a lot.
And then the VA, we're fortunate to have them come on board.
Oh, that's wonderful. What does it mean to have these types of partnerships? I mean, because that's crucial to have an event like this come together, to have a partnership. Exactly.
Like Roger said, if we didn't have these partners, you can't do anything without partnering and partners, and they come on board with no questions, and we couldn't do it without partners.
Eager to help. I mean, really eager to help. You never get a no when you ask, would you be willing to help? And it's, been waiting for you. Yes, we'll do it. Be glad to.
Well, we have much more to talk about, so we do have to take a quick break, though. We'll be right back right after this.
Conduct the Veterans event again this year. We're going to conduct at the Princeton Lifeline Church of God on Oakville Road on November 13th at 9 o'clock. In the past, we've always conducted this event indoors, had a nice breakfast to honor our veterans and their family members for the sacrifices they made on behalf of our country. However, this year, due to the issue of the COVID pandemic, we've decided to conduct an outdoor event. We will have the distribution from the Veterans Administration like we've had in previous years, but we're also going to be doing a food distribution by Mountaineer Food Bank. We'll have veterans boxes. In addition, the Disabled Veterans National Foundation will provide us additional supplies to pass out.
So this year we'll have the program at 9 a.m., but we'll open the gates for people to come onto property at 7 a.m. and we'll line up the cars in the back parking lot. We'll have a program at 9 and you'll be able to listen to that program over your radio or sit outside your car, but you'll be able to stay outside where you're safe and distanced from other people. Once the program is concluded, we'll have cars drive under the awning where our volunteers will distribute all the items directly into your car. You never have to get out of your car. Also, we'll have vendors in the front of the church from the VA. You'll maybe have an opportunity to get flu vaccinations and other vaccines, and then other information that you might be interested in will be available to you. And we'll have people there to direct you to all of that.
We are thrilled to be able to do this year. We want to honor our veterans. We appreciate the sacrifice that you made defending our country's freedoms, and we want to show you how much we appreciate what you've done. And so please, you and your families, please come out for this event and participate, and we look forward to seeing you and honoring you on November 13th at the Princeton Lifeline Church of God, 250 Oakville Road, beginning at 9 o'clock. The gates open at 7 o'clock in the morning. We look forward to seeing you.
Well, you just heard more about the Community Veterans Standdown event. It's a tradition every year in the Bluefield and Princeton areas, but this year it is a little bit different. We've been talking more about the drive-through event. In years past, it's been a traditional breakfast indoor format. Joining me once again, Marie Blackwell, Roger Topping, both are just so integral to this event happening every single year. You're so crucial to putting this together. So thank you both for being here and shedding some light on this year's event.
Thank you again for having us.
Oh, you are so welcome. So I do want to ask you, Marie, about the need for volunteers, and then Roger, you can touch on this as well. As we've been saying, this is a large-scale event. It takes a lot to put this together.
Exactly.
About how many volunteers does it actually take?
Oh, my
Roger's
goodness.
thinking he's like a lot.
I know, a lot. Like we said, the Concord baseball team always comes and helps us. That's a huge thing. And then, oh my gosh, would you say 50 or more volunteers?
Yeah,
Easy.
At least.
And this year will probably even require more because of, you know, getting the products and getting them into the veterans' cars and things like that. So this will be our first.
Yes.
But we're gonna get through it for our veterans.
Exactly. It'll all come together. And Roger, if someone is interested in volunteering, they have it in their heart to do so. What's the best way of doing that, and what would volunteer activities look like on Saturday, the 13th?
Well, the best way, and I'm going to put Marie on the spot, but the best way is to get a hold of Marie at the City of Bluefield, and she will graciously take your name and phone number, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll encourage you to come out. We'll do a little pre-education, if you will. I was thinking here a moment ago, maybe everybody ought to wear their tennis shoes.
Yeah, they'll be running around a lot, right?
They'll be running around
Don't
a lot.
wear your heels to this
going
event.
from get the stuff and then bring it to the cars and back. But that's what we need. We're going to need, obviously, we're going to have a lot of people directing traffic, and we'll have certainly going to have the sheriff's department will bring everybody in off of the highway, and then we'll have volunteers help to bring them around. We'll probably have 3 rows of cars, if you can imagine, and
wow.
I mean, there'll be a lot of cars in that back parking lot, and it's like I said, and the baseball team's not going to be 5 or 6 guys.
No.
I think the whole roster comes.
Right.
Yeah.
The entire Concord baseball team will be there.
Pretty much, and they have been such a big help, and thanks to Kevin and for what he's done, Coach Garrett over there, and bringing the boys over, and I truly believe that the ball players had a good time. They enjoy helping, and it's fun for them. It's fun for them to, and some of them are very serious about giving back, thanking these people for what they've done. So.
And just interacting with the veterans. I mean, it just does something to you. I mean, like I said, they gave so much for us. So this is just a way to thank them back. And the volunteers and the baseball team and all that, they want to get involved. They want to be a part of something positive.
And if someone out there is watching and they have it in their hearts that they want to help as well, Marie, I know Roger he put you on the spot a little bit, but I mean, you know, that's part of being the City of Bluefield ambassador's job too.
But she'll get me back, I'm sure she will.
Yeah, she'll pay you back sometime. But what is the best way for them to go ahead and get in touch with you if they're interested in volunteering?
The best way is probably going to be to use this number, which is 304-888-1718. And you can always leave a message there on that phone, and I will get back with you. And I will say the City of Bluefield is very supportive of this event as well. I mean, you know, we've got retired colonels, so I mean, you know, they are they're supportive of everything that we do for our veterans.
Right, and there's a variety of ways to honor veterans, including like parades or having their pictures up on display on different like city sidewalks and things. But why do you feel like this format, like the traditional format of the breakfast, and now this year with the drive-through event, why do you think this is also an important way to honor these veterans?
Well, I think we want the veterans to know that they are not forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And we're felt really bad that last year we weren't able to express to them our appreciation. And we can't get together and do the breakfast again this year like we have in the past. Hopefully we're gonna get rid of COVID and we can go back to having these breakfasts, and we'll have a lot of fun. But this year's gonna be fun too. And it's gonna be fun in a little bit different way. And we hope and trust that the veterans who come will understand that we appreciate what they have done for us and allowing us to live in this country and to do the things that we do. And a great part of that is because of them. And we just want to make sure that they know that they're not forgotten, and we appreciate them.
And Roger, I've asked you this in years past when you've come in for this very interview on In Focus, but share with our viewers some anecdotes or some stories you've heard from veterans themselves of what this means to them or what they've shared with you when you've interacted with them at the event.
Well, the last breakfast. Gentleman came up after it was over with, and he had tears in his eyes.
Wow.
And thanked us for recognizing what he and others had served with him had done. And he was genuinely appreciative of what we had done. And it was a simple breakfast, and some of the items that we were able to give to them, that's the very least that we could do. Yeah. But and many of the guys you see around town with their buddies, or they're walking and doing shopping with their wives, and they come in for the breakfast, and they've got their hat on. You recognize that they served and everything like that, and they give you a thank you, for what you've done, and we appreciate it, kind of thing. That's great.
Is this event also open to the family members? Like if a veteran has a daughter, son, wife, significant other they'd like to bring? Is it open to them as well?
Yes, and let me also say that you do not have to be just from Mercer County.
Okay, that's important.
If you're a veteran traveling through or you're visiting or whatever, you do not have to be just from Mercer County. It's open to all veterans.
Okay, well that's good to know as well, that
yes,
you can come on out to the event. All right, we have to take one more quick break. We have more to talk about. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus, everyone. This morning we're welcoming back Marie Blackwell and Roger Topping, and we have a table full of goodies here for veterans that they can pick up coming up next Saturday, the 13th. So let's recap actually the date, the time, just like the details for those who may have missed it. So Marie, again, let's talk about the details of the event.
Okay, actually, Mel, the gates open at 7 o'clock. And there'll be traffic control there to get the cars in and lined up. And then at 9 o'clock, the program will begin, and that's the beginning of the stand down.
And it's at the Lifeline Church?
Princeton Lifeline Church of God, right off of the Oakville Road.
Perfect. So you can get there early, get set up around 7 in the morning. But don't worry, you won't have to wait too long. Hopefully everything will start around 9, you were saying. Okay. And Roger, can you touch more on why this event is so important in the Mercer County community? Here in West Virginia, we have a lot of veterans, but in our community as well. Do you both want to touch on that a little bit?
We have a lot of veterans, and West Virginians have always stood up and fought for their country.
Yes.
It's something that we all are very proud of. The men and women here in Mercer County. I lived in McDowell County for 14 years, and there's not a group of people any more patriotic than those people are down there. But it is so important, as I said earlier, to let people who have gotten out there on the front lines, who have been shot at, who have been shot, and maybe even have lost a limb, that we have not forgotten them, and we're not going to forget them ever. And here's just a little something that we can do to say thanks for all that you have given. And of course, then some gave the biggest measure of all and gave their lives. But we should never, ever in this country ever get to the point that we forget our veterans and forget why we are allowed to do the many things that we do, the freedoms that we have that no other country in the world has. And it's because of the veterans that have, those are the ones that have allowed us to do all these things. To go to a ball game, to sit and talk to you about on this show, and you know, in other countries, you know, you may not be able to do anything like this. You know, so but it's just to show our thanks.
And Marie, why do you think it's important to have this tradition here in southern West Virginia and specifically Mercer County?
Well, I truly believe it is to show our thanks and our gratitude for all that they have done for us, and all the, like Roger said, some have made the ultimate sacrifice. And, you know, when a serviceman goes to war, his wife, family, they go too. I mean, so, you know, we need to honor their families as well, because it's, like I said, when the serviceman leaves, the wife goes, you know, so, yeah, we just, and we have such, like Roger said, we have such a large population of veterans in the state and here in Mercer County, that this is something that needs to be done, and we're just really glad to be able to be a part of it and be able to do something for them.
We talk about, Marie just mentioned the family, and this food box from the Mountaineer Food Bank is a great gift to all the people, all the family members, and so that they can all enjoy meals together. And it's just, again, a small way of our thanks for what they have gone through and sacrificed.
Where do you all see this event going in the next several years? I know you had to adjust this year due to the pandemic, and you're hoping that it returns to the breakfast format, but where do you see this going, say, in the next 5 years or even beyond? Let's think long term.
Oh, my.
It's a deep question.
Well, it will expand.
I'll be in the wheelchair, and you'll be pushing me.
And I'll be there interviewing both of you.
There you go.
We feel that it will continue to grow. You know,
we have a new group of veterans. Those who have fought in the Gulf War. And those who have been in Afghanistan. Oh my goodness!
Iraq.
The sacrifices that those people have gone through, and the suffering that they've gone through. So we have an opportunity far into the future to thank so many people for what they've done for us. You know?
Yeah, this seems like a tradition that is here to stay, and it's adapted despite the circumstances.
And it will continue to grow.
And I know in years past you said that you've had speakers, and this year you were hoping to have Mr. Williams speak. But why is that also important to have like different guest speakers every year to kind of encourage and to motivate those veterans and their families?
Exactly, it motivates them. It shows them support, and that you know they are not forgotten, and they just important. You know it's important. They need to know.
There's been some high military brass that have been here, been the speakers for these events, and I just I hate that Woody's not been able to be here. If you've ever heard him talk, oh my goodness,
He's incredible.
He is incredible. He really is. Hopefully hopefully his schedule will allow him.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get him next year.
Well, hey, and
wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, if he does come to Mercer County, of course we want to know. WVVA wants to know, so Marie and Roger will update us on that as well. We're running out of time here, but Marie, any final thoughts for veterans who may be watching or viewers this morning?
I just want to welcome them to come out on the 13th and take part in this stand down event, and to let them know how much we appreciate their service.
And Roger, final thoughts from you?
Well, we want to share our thanks to the veterans in many different ways. We want to be able to provide them with the things that you see on the table here, with the food box and everything, and just a handshake and thank you, sir, or ma'am, for what you've done to help us.
Because you know, so many didn't get thanked.
That's true.
And you know, I always say, always thank a veteran, because
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know.
So that's
Vietnam
a good
veterans,
reminder.
when people in my generation that came home, they came home to a lot of booze and being spit on and things like that. But you know, it's up to us to thank them.
Yeah,
And Korea
absolutely.
too. Korea was kind of like a forgotten. They were forgotten.
Well, thank you both for joining us in this edition of In Focus. That does it for us, though. We'll see you all again next Sunday.